Hello, welcome back to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina and today we are in my kitchen because I've been doing just a little refresh on the kitchen decor, and I was sitting here thinking about, well, should I put some shelves back up? I could put some glassware out, and I thought, no, you don't like decorating with glassware. Why are you even considering this? And I thought, you know, over the years as a designer, I've tried a lot of things, and there's just certain things that's kind of controversial that people expect to decorate with in the kitchens, and I just do not decorate with them in my kitchen anymore. Yeah, I'm like, are all of these things I've done before? Yes, they are. So today I thought it'd be really fun to share with you while I am hanging out, drinking my coffee. I thought it'd be fun to share with you the things that as a designer, I do not decorate with in my kitchen. And some of these are gonna be upsetting for you. But hopefully you'll hang with me and see why I don't do this, and hopefully we'll have some fun. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already. We are here every single Sunday and Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every week without fail. We are here hanging out with you guys, talking about design and decor and shopping, and we have so much fun. All right, you don't want to miss out. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so I already mentioned the glassware, and that's just the truth, okay? I get it. You see it in the magazines. I see it on Pinterest, and I'm like, oh, it's so cute. I'm gonna put some shelves back up. Take the big art piece down, put some shelves up, and I'm like, girlfriend, you've already been there. You don't like decorating with glassware, and you don't like decorating with plates. Now, does that mean no one should do it? Well, at times it can look really cute. It can look kitschy, looks great in like that French country kind of cottagecore vibe. But is that my vibe? And I'm like, no, it's not. You're gonna hate it. Don't do it to yourself. Now, would I make an exception for glass front cabinets? Maybe I would, but I can already hear you guys. Some of you who have really small kitchens. I mean, mine's not huge either. This is humongous compared to some of the kitchens that I have had over the years. We lived overseas and started out very young. I was only 19 when I got married, okay? And we lived on our own. I had to pay for the place we lived in. We had no money, okay? Some of the kitchens were this big. In fact, we had two kitchens where the refrigerator didn't even fit in it. I still didn't decorate with the glassware even in those houses, okay? I tried it. I'd put them up and then I'd take them down. So for whatever reason, I just don't like having glassware out. It gets dusty. It definitely gets dirty. You can't just grab it and go. Whatever the idea is that you're gonna be able to do that. If it even has like dust sitting on the shelf, I'm like, ew, all of it has to be washed. We're not using it. So practicality, gone. So even if you have a small kitchen, you've really got to get smart with your storage and store things that don't have to be in the kitchen somewhere else. Just store them somewhere else. I know if you're tight on all of your spaces, then you have to be a little bit of a minimalist. I was very minimalistic for years, especially like in Copenhagen, and I don't even have pictures of the place that we had in Spain. The refrigerator was shorter than me that we had in the kitchen, and there was literally about 2 feet of counter space for all prep, and that was it. So we would store like paper towels and different things like in the laundry area or in the bathroom. We made storage somewhere else because it wasn't going in that kitchen, and only reserved that space for things that we really needed. So either way, I'm sticking to it. There's gonna be no glassware displayed in this house. Let me know your thoughts on that one though. I wanted to take just a moment and thank our video sponsor for today, which is AG1. I've shared AG1 with you guys so many times, but I have been enjoying this for quite some time now. And literally all I do every morning is just fill up my cup with about 8 to 12 ounces of water. You can buy this in the powder form, or it's really nice to have the little travel packets as well. And basically, this stuff is incredible. When I came across AG1, I was looking for something that would help me with digestion. I was looking for something that would help support my immune system, cognition, general well-being, especially right now during cold and flu season. And I found there were so many options out there. I just got so overwhelmed because I'm like, how am I gonna sit here and swallow all these different things? And I don't have time for this, and trying to figure out whether all these like worked yet, it was too much. So I found myself just giving up. Well, this actually is a comprehensive, convenient daily nutrition that has 75, I'm still like, oh my gosh, yes, 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food source ingredients. They're made for just about everybody, and it is just the simplest thing to add to my daily routine. Literally all you do is just add it in here, shake this baby up. Now, when I saw that it was green, I love vegetables, okay? But when I saw it was green, I instantaneously thought, that's gonna be disgusting. I'm just being honest, okay? But actually, it tastes like candy, those little Smarties. I think it tastes like those little Smartie candies. Not that I know anymore, because I don't really eat those anymore. You know, I'm trying here, right? So part of adulting is that you wanna take good care of your body, put good things into it. This really is absolutely incredible. Cheers. And it tastes really, really good. I found that it really just helped me just to be a little bit more balanced. I found that it helped to really support my immune system. And this really helps you also to feel really satisfied and not hungry, because you've got all that water and of course all that great nutrition in you. And so I think it's been absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. I think that you guys will as well. So head to my link in the description below to get a free 1-year supply of AG vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase of AG1. So I'll leave the links and all the details down below in the show notes, and I hope you guys will check it out. And let me know if you're enjoying it as well down in the comments. Thank you again to AG1 for being our video sponsor. This is a thing that I've tried, and I see it like on IKEA, and they've got like these really cute kitchens. They've got like plastic bins and like wood crates, and it all looks like so organized, and they're like, look at all the stuff you can get into your space. And I'm like, I don't want to see all of my stuff. I don't want to see a wood bin. I definitely don't want to see a plastic one. I've tried it and I hated it. I do not like having, like the glassware, these items sitting out in plain sight. It just feels, you know, here's the thing. People ask me if I cook in my kitchen. Well, I've shown you recently over on the Living channel that I actually cook. Now we do order out quite a bit as well, and there's a lot of coffee being made in this kitchen, but I do actually cook, and I cook from scratch, and I'm a very good baker and chef, okay? Home chef, but still, you get my point. We cook in here, but if it's cluttered, I don't want to cook in here. I don't even want to come in here. Okay, that's my problem, is that I have realized that if the room isn't pretty and appealing, I don't even want to go in it. So it doesn't matter how organized it is. It doesn't matter if it, you know, show off the little wood crates or even baskets in plain sight. I know. So I am better off having everything behind closed storage. So that is your other option, is to go for more closed storage rather than having it out in the open. Now, I have wood baskets, okay? Not the wood crates. I don't have wood crates, but I do have these little baskets that I bought off of IKEA. Off IKEA. These are actually from Amazon, okay? So I have baskets. I have them. I store all kinds of ugly junk in here, you know, baking powder and instant coffee for recipes. See, I bake, guys. I love baking, but I don't want to look at all this, and I definitely don't want it sitting out on my shelves, out to see it. That will not inspire me to cook or bake, so I just put these away. And that's just how, for me, I'd rather, if I need more storage, and I've even thought about it, because I'm like, if I need more storage, the countertop is not the solution, okay? I need to put cabinets back up, because for me, I just can't handle it. I think storing things sometimes in plain sight, it doesn't work, and it's better just to stick them away. I kid you not. I woke up this morning, okay, and this was sitting out on the counter, and I was like, whoa, whose house do you people think you're living in? We do not store our Costco finds on the countertop, okay? Now, this may seem funny to some of you who are like, obviously we put our things away, but this is not obvious to everybody, because going back to that tiny little apartment that we had in Spain, you know, the temptation to store the food out was very real, especially like the Costco run. If you're in the US, you know what I'm talking about. You go to Costco, you go to Target, and it's bulk buys. I mean, who doesn't want this many chips at once? I mean, thankfully I can't have dairy, so I can't eat these. Otherwise, this bag would be in serious, yeah, it would be in serious trouble, okay? It would need to run away from me really fast. But we do not store this stuff out on the counters. And one thing that I see people doing, I have a certain family member that's done this, and when I was over at his house, my brother, don't tell him I told you, he's gonna kill me, okay? I went over to his house and he had all of his Costco stuff on the tops of his cabinets, and I was like, don't do that. Put it in the garage, put it in the basement, put it in the laundry room. Just don't put it out in plain sight in the kitchen. He would say, no, his garage is immaculate. We don't want to see my garage. It's not immaculate, so I guess we all have our things. But for me, I like the kitchen to be tidy, and bulk items like these, they go into the pantry, they get decanted. Let me show you. We decant. We decant everything. I know, can you believe there's any cookies left over from our IKEA run? If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it down below for you. We love to go to IKEA. These are actually from Amazon, but I do also have the IKEA ones in here. But we decant our food. It makes it look really pretty, and everyone can see what's in there, and everyone gets super pumped about it. So this is the solution. Decant your food, make it look pretty, and you'll want to eat it and look at it as well. But still put it away, okay? I don't leave these. I even don't leave these out on the counter anymore. I used to do that. I'd leave the flour and the sugar sitting out in pretty glass. I don't do it. I don't store my food out like this at all, okay? Because it just feels too cluttered. And unless I use it all the time, I get annoyed with it. So I don't want to look at this stuff all the time. Now, instead of this, I do store food out. Ooh, I found an exception. Hang on. There is food that gets put out on the countertop, and I like to put it in a fancy schmancy little dome, little whatever this thing is called, cloche kind of thing, okay? We went to this gorgeous French bakery yesterday, and one of them got mushed. So I'm just gonna turn around so you don't even see the mushed one, okay? We've got beautiful French pastries. So I display pretty food like this, usually a cake or some bread, all cut all neat and tidy. And this is how I like to store the food, out in plain sight. So yeah, wowzers. My kids would have been really sad, and Jack as well, if I had dumped those. We're gonna put the lid back on those, and I'm gonna go set them down, but this is not expensive. This is from IKEA. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? This is from Amazon, okay? Amazon. So it does not mean that everything you're doing is expensive, but I do think that having some pretty things like that on the countertop does look nice, but generally the food just goes away. Ooh, this is another one. So we were at IKEA recently, as I've mentioned, and they always have these really nice little racks to store your utensils or your knives or like your sponges and your brushes, and they've got them hanging on the wall. And I'm like, I've been there, I've done that, and I cringe when I see it because I hate having my knives on the wall. I hate having the sponge out like that. I do allow the cleaning supplies here. These are from Williams-Sonoma, and they come in this cute little caddy. Those are allowed to stay here, okay? And I'm realizing the counter's dirty. We do actually live in this house, okay? We do actually live here. We do actually clean here. And I think it was Landon who wiped down the counters last night. We're still in training, okay? But I don't like to have those kinds of utensils and maybe like maybe a crock with some wood spoons. It's not really my jam, but if I was doing like a country home, I might have some wood spoons in a little crock, maybe, but generally I don't put any of that out. And that's what makes people think I don't cook in my kitchen. But you know what? I have some great organizational items in my cabinets here. You can open them up over here and see I've got all kinds of utensils. I have all the things I need and they just sit in the drawers, okay? This is how I prefer. I've got the spices stashed in there. I've got all that stuff away. And then I have this little, here, let me unstick it. I've got my sponge hiding in sort of plain sight, but not really, okay? Of course, I've got a black sponge. You know that was gonna happen. But I bought one of these off of Amazon. It's got the little suction cups on it, and it sits way down low in the sink. So when you come in the room, you don't see too many practical items like the knives and the spoons and the sponge. I just don't do it. I just don't do it. Maybe I would leave out, I don't even have one out right now. Sometimes we'll have a towel sitting out, right? Because we're wiping something down, and love these from Williams-Sonoma, and we'll have a towel sitting here, and that's about it. I just like the kitchen to be very tidy. I find it a lot more inspiring, and it makes me want to come in here. And I've always treated, well, I haven't always done this. This is just how I am now. I like to treat the room itself as if it's a room that we make food in rather than it being a utilitarian kitchen, right? This is not a restaurant kitchen where everything has to be out because we're counting every single second and trying to make, you know, every moment count as we're prepping here. We're not like that, okay? We're not master chefs, we're home chefs, okay? So I just put all those kinds of super utilitarian items away. Ooh, this is a big one. Okay. The one thing that I do not ever put out anymore, and it's because we redid the kitchen. So we do not store the trash can out. Now I know if you haven't had your kitchen redone recently, this is a newfangled little thing that they're doing, and I kind of fought it when I did my kitchen. I think I've done the kitchen, guys, has it been 4 years? Has it been 4? I think it's been 4 years. I really fought it, okay? So I have one of those little pull-out ones, right, with the trash bins in it over here, and I fought that thing going in because I was like, that's disgusting to store your trash in the cabinet. I don't want to do it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it, not going to do it. And at the last minute, I was like, yeah, let's just do it. And I am so glad I did because I really don't like to have the trash can sitting out. So I do think that that is one thing you can do, that if you're getting ready to do a renovation on your kitchen, I would highly recommend it. That's just something kind of personal. It's a definite personal preference. But if you're gonna have a trash can, definitely don't have one that's too utilitarian. You've got the little pedal bins with the metal lids, you know, you've got the ones where you can swipe your foot in front of it and all that. There's all kinds of cute trash cans. Trash can that's really pretty is the alternative. And I do think that if that's all you can do, then that's fine. But if you're gonna do a renovation, put the trash away because it's gonna change your life. It's so nice that it's away. And yeah, that one won me over for sure. This is another good one. Okay. All right. So what are some other things that I no longer do? Well, I went through a very Scandinavian phase, and I'm still kind of in my Scandinavian phase because I think this is the most Scandinavian room in our entire house. If you're like, some people are kind of like, wow, this is a very unusual design for a kitchen. I'm like, I know, it's Scandinavian. This is how they decorate their kitchens. It's just very open, and if a Scandinavian came over to my house, they'd be like, what's all this stuff? Scandinavians, they seem to go one way or the other. It's like super cluttered and super practical, or there's nothing on the countertop. Look through the IKEA. They did a little brochure recently. Can you guys believe they stopped doing their catalog? I couldn't believe it. Well, anyways, they put out a kitchen brochure, and I was looking through that and I was like, okay, cluttered, crates, plastic bins, knives, all these things are out, and then it's like, whoop, and then there's like nothing. I'm like, that is so Scandinavian. So many of them put nothing on the countertop, and I see it all the time when people are staging homes or they're decorating the kitchen, right? And they go to nothing. I've done it. It's soulless. It's so soulless. Don't do that to yourself. You might want to put out, I have this little thing, maybe you guys can see it a little bit. I've got this little cutting board sitting here with a little candle and some nice little salt and pepper grinders. I know some things are allowed out. I think having some cookbooks. Here, let me show you over here. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, there you go, okay? I keep my Nespresso machine out on the countertop all the time because I make sure I don't mess up that mic. I always messing up the mic, but I keep the Nespresso machine out on the countertop because we use it at least 6 times a day because there's 3 of us drinking coffee and we have a morning and afternoon coffee. It gets used all the time. The key with the appliances is to make sure that they are pretty, right? That does help. It makes it very aesthetically pleasing. So a lot of times I'll have the KitchenAid out. At the moment, I'm like back in my salad era. Gotta cut out cookies for just a few days, all right? It's lots of salads. Haven't been using my KitchenAid, so sometimes I'll put that away. Sometimes I'll have it out. I always have a little selection of cookbooks because it is homey and it's nice and it keeps me inspired to actually cook. And you can see like I've got a little marble piece here. Well, in here is just the Nespresso pods. Yeah, and like a pepper grinder. And then I've got some pretty flowers out. And you know, the citrus tree, I've got the lime tree out. We've got this beautiful, beautiful press here, the little coffee press. But yeah, I think filling up your kitchen with things that are really beautiful will keep you super inspired to want to come in the room. And I think that if it's too empty, it's too soulless, and then you're gonna just feel like, what's the point? It's like, yeah, I think it's too cold. So I've definitely done it. It's something I don't do anymore because I just know that for me, I like having some pretty things out, and like the cutting boards, like the wood ones, I've got plastic ones, those are put away. The saran wrap and all those kinds of, put away. The extra towels, put away, right? Like I do think you've got to find a balance somewhere in here, and a lot of it depends on your personality. Those are just a few of the things that I am no longer decorating with in my kitchen. Let me know if you are, I mean, I know, I can already hear the comments. Some of you are gonna just be like, she's crazy, she's nuts. I get it, okay? We're all different and that's totally fine. That's what makes it so fun, right? We have a community of different people from different places. It's a great conversation, checking out your comments down below and hearing you guys chat with each other about what you do and what you don't do. But I hope it's given you a little food for thought, ha ha ha, pun fully intended. But yeah, I hope it's just got you inspired to maybe put up some artwork in your kitchen, maybe put out some nice wood cutting boards. I'll leave the links for the ones that I've got sitting out. Maybe up your game with your soap. You know, you could put it in a nice soap pump and make it really pretty. I think that the appliances, that's a good thing to switch out, and just really creating a space that's super inviting and you just really enjoy coming into, and really treating it like a room of your home rather than a space that's super utilitarian, and you'll want to come in here all the time. Like I just genuinely love this space and really enjoy it. So I want you to feel the same way in your kitchen as well. So if you found today's video super helpful, or at least a little bit of fun, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, and cheers you guys. I will see you Wednesday and then Sunday, and then Wednesday and then Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Cheers.